Yo, what's going on today, guys? It is Rick here today, and we are doing another Power Rankings video for you guys today. It's been about 2 weeks since our last Power Rankings video for the NBA, and man, has everything changed. I'm looking at the list right here, which you guys can't see yet, but this has changed dramatically in the last 2 weeks. From A, there's some pretty big injuries that have occurred, and then B, some really solid teams playing really good basketball and really good teams playing bad basketball. So this is completely different. I'm excited to jump into it with you guys. This basketball season has been just amazing so far. This has got to be one of the most competitive years we've ever seen in the NBA. There are so many good teams this year. It's actually going to be super fun to see what happens, how this playoff race ends up towards the end of the year, because it is going to be tight for a lot of teams. So let's jump right into it, guys. We have the Dallas Mavericks coming in at number 10 right now. The Dallas Mavericks are 8-5 right now, 61% win rate. I believe they're going to sit around that for the whole season. They're just too talented with Luka. I mean, Luka's playing at an MVP level. He's 100% the MVP right now. He's averaging over 30 a game. He's still close to a triple-double. I mean, the only thing I could ever say bad about Luka is the Dallas Mavericks games are boring to watch because he gets the foul calls so much. I understand that's his game. He's probably the best driver in today's game. The way he maneuvers the lane is just unbelievable. And his talent is so fun to watch. But the amount of times he goes to the line, you're just oh, it's just so slow paced. But man, they look good. They play great defense. Christian Wood is the key X factor on that team. He comes off the bench and they just kind of let him go. They just pretty much say, hey, figure it out, dude. You were insanely talented. I don't know why he's not starting yet. I really don't, but I get it because when he comes off the bench, they literally just tell him to do whatever he wants. So coming in at number 9, Memphis Grizzlies. Memphis Grizzlies, I think, are underwhelming so far from how good they were last year, and they just got a little bit older because they were the youngest team in the NBA last year, very close, and then they performed at an outstanding level, obviously, and they're kind of just sitting around right now. They're 9-6, very good. All their games are close. They did just get an injury to Desmond Bane that's going to put them out a couple weeks, which is huge to them. I'm interested to see where that places them. I almost think Desmond Bane is as important to that team as John Morant. Yes, that's a hot take, but he plays great defense. He's top 5 3-point shooter in the league, and he can get to the lane whenever he wants as well. He's very strong. Obviously, Ja is a freak of nature, but I do think Desmond Bane is a huge piece to that team. So it's interesting to see where they're going to go. Coming in at number 8 today, I don't remember if I put him in it last week or 2 weeks or not, but the Utah Jazz, they're legit. Yes. Nobody thought this was going to happen. Their win line to start the year was 24, I believe. They have 10 wins already. 10 wins. A team of basically all backups / low performing starters that were drafted high, so they have a ton of talent, but just never really performed. Apparently, the Utah Jazz coach is a phenomenal coach because they are really tough. Extremely tough this year. So, love them at number 8. Coming in at number 7 today, we have the Atlanta Hawks. One of the most talented starting lineups out there. I think their bench could definitely use some work, but Trae Young, Javonte Murray, Clint Capella obviously is there for just being huge and rebounding for the most part. John Collins barely gets used, who we all know is a physical freak. The dude can jump out of a freaking building, play great defense. And then DeAndre Hunter, one of the most underrated players in the league. I'm excited to see where they go. Their issue is honestly Trae Young. It's got to be so frustrating as a Hawks fan every night watching him do so much so well and then so many things so bad. The other night, I think I saw him shoot 3 for 14 from 3-point. It's at some point you got to stop on the night, dude. You just don't got it. Which obviously he's young still. I think he can eventually figure that out. But he's such a good passer. Obviously turnovers, he does try to squeak a few things in there that he probably shouldn't. But I think Murray being there is obviously going to help him with that as the overall number. He probably won't lead the NBA this year, but he's always going to have a lot because he does try to. His game's fun, but I do think that if they could just like turn him down, he's like at a 12 at all times. If he could turn him down to like a 9 or a 10, that team's even better. So coming in at number 6 today, I have the Cleveland Cavaliers. I think I had them at 3 last week or 2 weeks ago. They've lost 4 straight, and it's interesting to see what's happening there because they got their point guard back in Darius Garland. He was out with that weird eye injury that he got right off the bat, but he came back, and since he's been back, he hasn't been playing that well. So I don't know if that's just like him getting back into the groove of thing. He's just a couple games behind. I'm not worried about him. I think he's a top at least 3 to 4 point guards in the league when he's healthy, at least if he gets a little bit better this year. And then Donovan Mitchell's been playing absolutely insane. Like arguably MVP level stuff. Like he's getting a bunch of assists and he's averaging almost 30 a night, which I never thought I would see it because I always thought Spider was just a little overrated, but he's been absolutely just draining from 3. So, good for him. Good for the Cavs coming in at number 6, but kind of weird to see him go on a slump without like a major injury, like they got back their player and they've kind of been playing worse. So just a little bit of underperforming from them, I believe. Coming in at number 5, disappointing to see where they landed, but this is the Phoenix Suns. I am a Phoenix Suns fan. My brother's a Phoenix Suns fan. We grew up here in Arizona. We still live in Arizona. This team right now is in a very interesting spot. I won't try to go too deep on this, but we don't have a power forward. Cameron Johnson being out is a massive, massive L for the Suns. And the reason I say that is because you have Devin Booker who can score. Chris Paul's been hurt. Cam Payne has been playing phenomenal this season as his backup / the starter while he's been hurt. So you have like 1.5 people that can score. DeAndre Ayton has been stupid lazy this year. I watch all the games. He is averaging 7 boards a game as a 7-footer, bro. Like, come on. Like, someone light a fire under his ass. Like, you just got a max contract, perform, which he can. We've all seen it. But he's also lazy during the season, and I've said that in the past. So you got like another half of people. So that's 2 people, basically. Chris Paul, I guess you can give him another half, like, can score when he needs to, when he comes back. But, like, that power forward spot, Torrey Craig can't score off the bench. Well, he's starting for us right now. He's getting like maybe 6, 7 a game, 8 maybe. But like the bench is, Dwayne Washington looked really good. It was really the first time we used him last game, but they blew a giant lead to the Heat. I'm not worried about the Suns right now because every game has been super close that they've lost recently. They've lost 2 out of the last 4, I believe, or 3 out of the last 4. But it's going to happen in a season no matter what team you're on, but they definitely have to figure out what they're going to do at that power forward role because Cam Johnson was looking really good, but he seems to get injured a lot. So I'm interested to see if they can try to go out and get someone. I don't know that KD's a possibility, but that was the rumors originally that he wanted to come to Phoenix. If that could happen, I would be ecstatic as a fan, but I don't want to be KD right now. That dude just dropped 27 the night and they lost by 40. He didn't even play the 4th quarter to the Kings. So, yeah. I'm interested to see what the Suns do at the trade deadline. Coming in at number 4, probably the biggest surprise of the season so far. It's not surprising talent-wise, but already hitting on all cylinders, the Denver Nuggets. I did not see this happening. I don't even think their players saw this happening. I remember Joker joked that it was going to take Murray a few weeks to get back into the spin of things. They're 9-4 right now. They are tearing it up. And, I mean, Murray's starting to play good. He just scored his first 20-point game. Michael Porter Jr. has been draining from 3. Joker has been interesting. From a sports betting perspective, he hasn't been shooting a lot. Like, at all. He's been just going for, I think he had 12 assists at halftime the other night. It's kind of wild for someone that obviously is the back-to-back MVP right now. Best player in the league, arguably. I'm interested to see how that's going to progress the rest of the year. I mean, if you can keep winning games and not have him shoot a ton and save some energy for him for the playoffs, I think they're scary. Like, we all know what Murray and Michael Porter Jr. can do on any night basis. They can just take over a game. So, a little bit of help for Joker. They're scary. Coming in at number 3. I would never, in my entire life, this is the biggest surprise by far. The Portland Trailblazers are number 3 on my list. And they won again tonight. I'm looking at the box score right now on my other screen here because I was following it for a sports bet. Which hit, by the way. Thank you, Dame Lillard. Dame Lillard's playing phenomenal. Simmons off the bench, or not off the bench anymore, starting now, playing phenomenal. Jeremy Grant is on an absolute tear. I guess they realized that he's really good because he scored like 20 plus and 30 plus almost like 5 or 6 straight games now. I can pull it up while I'm talking about it a little bit more, but Nurkic's a really solid center for them. He does stream pretty much everything you want. He rebounds well and he can score when he wants. But like, listen to this. Jeremy Grant, 29, 37, 27, 23, 14, 30, 23. The dude's on an absolute heater right now. He's up to 20 points a game. And that's exactly what we thought he was going to be with them, because Dame Lillard, he's getting basically double teamed every night now because he started off the season so hot. And that's why, I mean, how many assists did he end up with tonight? He had like 12 assists or something crazy tonight. 11 assists, which you don't see from Dame Lillard. He's not usually an assist point guard, but they're going to give him the opportunities and build a team around him. I was not expecting this to turn around as fast as it did. Good for them. Coming in at number 2, the Milwaukee Bucks, still playing good basketball. They dropped their last 2 games, mainly because of injuries. Once again, they are out of a lot of players right now. I think Giannis is still healthy, but I know he at least sat out a game. We have Drew Holiday's out. Obviously, Chris Middleton's been out for the whole year. I mean, they're kind of hurting right now. I'm interested to see if this is going to be a long lingering thing or if they're going to be able to still stay at the top of the pack for the time being. Obviously, injuries are part of every team. There's no team that escapes injuries for the most part throughout an entire season. Someone's going to miss some time. It's just how it works these days. Everyone, not going to say they're soft, but like, I'm not going to play if my ankle kind of hurts, if I'm getting paid $1 bajillion. I'm going to wait until I can get a little bit healthy if my team's in a good spot. You know, it's just smart how it works these days. Back in the day, people didn't really get paid that well, so they had to perform and play every night to try to earn that contract. Now everyone gets paid in the NBA, and so you just see a little bit more injuries here and there. That's a different rant. But coming in at number 1 today, guys. Number 1, we have the Boston Celtics. I don't think this is surprising to anyone. We had a young, talented team that went deep in the playoffs last year. Shoot, they went to the finals last year. What am I talking about? Went to the finals last year. Jason Tatum is playing MVP level basketball. Jaylen Brown's still the best player on the team. Don't argue with me about it. Marcus Smart, obviously defensive player of the year last year. Horford, I heard something interesting on their game the other night. Horford has some of the best advanced metrics in the NBA, apparently, like assists off pick and rolls and stuff like that. So, I mean, the dude fits the ideal big man in this like time period of basketball where shooting is completely taken over the game. So they're scary, man. Grant Williams, I swear, like he just drains, man. Like every game you turn on the game, you're like, oh, cool. Celtics are on. Oh, Grant Williams making another 3. So good off the bench. Plays great defense as well. They just have a lot of pieces there. Not surprised that they are the number 1 seed today. So that is the power rankings for me, guys. This is week 6, I believe, in the NBA, right? Something like that. Week 5. I don't even know at this point. But I hope you guys did enjoy today's video. If you guys did, I'm going to keep making these every about week or 2 because, as you can tell, things are kind of crazy right now. And this NBA season is going to be extremely fun. So I appreciate you guys. Have a great rest of your day. Make sure you guys do subscribe to the channel, like the video, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace.